Now I'm recording. But you probably got inspired by somebody, and essentially that's how it starts. Somebody gets inspired, they want to start taking care of themselves, they start taking care of themselves, other people see, they start sharing like, yo, this is really amazing, why would I not share this with other people? And then it's just a chain reaction. So the other thing I want you to think about as you go through this call and we're sharing our story is that coaching is not always necessarily going to be the easiest thing. There's going to be, times where you don't feel like working your business, but it's always going to be worth it. And think about the things and the sacrifices that you're currently making. Everybody has, different things going on, but are you living paycheck to paycheck? Before, coaching, I know for me, I sometimes couldn't even leave my house because I couldn't put gas in my car, and that was hard. And it was really hard for me to struggle with my mental health. It was really hard for me to have zero energy. All those things were hard. So I could either choose to continue with those hard things, or I could choose to become a coach, hold myself accountable, and have some things be hard with coaching, but I'd rather that than what I had in the past. And so you have to ask yourself, what hard are you willing to choose? Okay, so I'm gonna share a little bit about me, and then I'll have the other girls share about them. But for me, for those of you who might not know, my name is Alexis Doss. I am actually gonna be celebrating my 8-year mark as a coach on March 13th, I believe it was, which is insane. And when I started, I actually went to school to be a high school history teacher, and I had a quarter life crisis like at the end of my senior year. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a teacher. I still graduated. I got my bachelor's degree, but 10 days after I graduated college, I up and left with a guy I'd been dating, moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, knowing no one but him, and it turned into an emotionally abusive relationship. The place that he said we would be staying did not exist. I think he just wanted me to come with him. So I was homeless, sleeping out of my car in, the Target parking lots, brushing my teeth in grocery store bathrooms, and just living out of my car in LA for about a 3-month period, struggling with, the emotionally abusive relationship, 2 eating disorders. And then I had gained 40 pounds in like a 3-month period, when before I'd never, ever, I struggled to put on weight. And I would find out in February of 2013, a month before coaching, that I had PCOS. So for those of you who don't know, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it is just something that can cause infertility, weight gain, hair loss, hair growth in places that you don't want. There's a lot of hormonal things with it, and that was the first time in my life that I had to start taking my health seriously, because I never really cared about it before. I would eat whatever I want, drink whatever I want, like there was no limits. And so when that happened, it was kind of a wake up call for me to go, oh, okay, I need to start taking care of my health. So I got myself out of that emotionally abusive relationship, and eventually got myself back up on my feet and started sharing my journey on social media. It was back when Instagram like wasn't cool, or all you really did was just share pictures of your food, and that's what I did. That's how I held myself accountable. And so that's kind of how I ended up getting into coaching. I just started sharing my journey. My coach reached out to me and was like, hey, you're pretty much doing everything that we do. Like, are you, do you have a way to help people? And I was like, not really. I'm just inspiring them. And then that's kind of what brought me to this point. And I just like to share those pieces of my story, because most of the time, and we'll talk about this more so at the end, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm not in the right headspace, or I haven't lost the weight yet. But I was struggling with all of those things the day I signed up as a coach, because coaching is not about waiting until those things are gone and then you become a coach. It's about becoming a coach, and that's the thing that helps get you where you want to go. And that's what happened for me. So Sarah, what's up, girl?
Everyone. So I'm Sarah. My name's Sarah Chikianis. For those that don't know how to say my last name, it's wild. And I started coaching in August of 2013, and I've always been a part-time coach, and that's something I own. It's something that it's my side hustle. It's something that I love, and I just love to do and help other people. So I am engaged. We're planning a wedding amidst the pandemic and craziness, postponing, replanning. It's a wild ride, and I'm a dog mom to the sassiest puppy around. She'll probably start barking any minute. And so I was this daycare provider. My mom, who's on here, she actually runs a family daycare that we own. And I was a daycare assistant for the longest time. And I knew I wanted to focus on something else. And I didn't know what that was. And so in my head, I was thinking, should I coach full time? Guess what, guys? The pandemic threw me into that although I was always a part-time coach and I didn't know what to do. So it worked out so great for me. I was able to have, from March until October, just coaching. And then I was able to find a new job. And I was able to focus on now becoming a paralegal. And it was really, really great for me to focus on that mindset shift and knowing that I had a backup plan. I had something that had my back because I've built it for so many years. And if you're on here and you're thinking to yourself like, hey, I don't want to coach full time, guess what? That's okay. Whatever you want this business to be, it can be. And that's what I really want to share with you guys. So I have chronic illness. I actually got started on my health and fitness journey because I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was diagnosed with celiac disease after being sick 18 years. Yes, my whole life I was sick, 18 years, and I demanded answers. And I got diagnosed with celiac disease. And then I gained basically 45 pounds overnight because my body was so malnourished. And so once I started eating food that my body could digest and, take vitamins from, yeah, it was not good. And so I decided to turn that mess into my message and I signed up for a challenge. I said, you know what? I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This probably won't work for me. Nothing else has in the past. And guess what, you guys? That was the best 90 days of my life. And I signed up as a coach at the end. And so you really have to focus, and then once I was a successful coach, right? Rock bottom hit again. I was diagnosed with more chronic illness and I was having daily allergic reactions. And so just know that success is not an uphill battle sometimes. And you go up and down, it's a roller coaster, just like anything in life. And you have to own it. I could have sat there and threw a pity party for myself, but instead I continued to show up for my team, run my groups. And honestly, it was so helpful having that support system. So I told myself when I signed up, I was a busy college student working 3 part-time jobs. And I told myself, you know what? If I could do it then, I'm already busy. I'm busy working for other people. I'm busy working retail. I can do this and be busy by building a business on the side, which then was the best thing that happened to me during the pandemic was having my business. And so I just want you guys to remember, don't wait for the right time. Just start now. And there will never be the right time. You just have to start. And so I'm keeping mine short, sweet, to the point, but just start. If you have something in your head telling you go for it, go for it.
And I love that too. I always forget, Sarah, because you've been coaching like almost as long as I have, that you started as a college student. And that's another thing. Like people are like, oh, I have this giant load of all these things, and you were doing a million things, and you still made it work. So.
Yeah, I actually was taking 2 years of school at once. So typical me.
Right? Okay. If Sarah can do it, anybody can do it. Okay. Jess, where are you? I can't see you. Oh wait, there you are. Hi.
It's funny because like Sarah hasn't even she will never slow down. She will forever be like rocking this and doing it part-time and having 100 gigs all at the same time. But so hi, I'm Jess. And when Alexis asked me to speak on this, I kind of felt like, oh my goodness, like there's so many stories that I could share. I've been in this business now for 5 years and I decided I would take it just like back to the beginning, back to 2016 was when I started in this business. And it started by me drinking too many vodka cranberries. And I signed up for a half marathon because I was like, why not get drunk and run a race? Because like, that's what we do, right? It was like a New Year's new me kind of goal. And my friend asked me, she's like, I want to run a half. And I was like, cool, let's do this. Why not? Why can't I do this? There's a lot of reasons why you should not just like run a half marathon. And I learned that. It was my first race I had ever run. And I thought 21 kilometers was the way to go. And it was not. I worked in a health clinic and at a gym. So like I lived the wellness lifestyle. Everything around me was like health and wellness. And I still didn't know what I was doing. And I think that a lot of people feel like you have to have it all figured out to join this business. And just like you've already heard from Alexis and Sarah, that's not the case. And I'm going to speed up my story a little. I always talk really fast, so I'm going to cool it. I ran the race and I did pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I was really surprised that I could have run 21 kilometers the way I did. I trained for it, but there's so many components to running that I didn't know about. And I didn't understand that it was more than just like lacing up my sneakers and running for 21 kilometers. I hurt myself really, really, really freaking bad. I was newly married and I thought I was fit, But come to find out, I actually wasn't in a really good place. I got like patella tendonitis. I got like my pelvis was out of place because I couldn't, I had no core muscles to hold my pelvis in place anymore. And I just kind of like ran to the point where I didn't have any muscles left on my body, because like running is great for your legs. It's not great for everything else unless you have that cross training. And I didn't know that. These injuries held me back a lot. I was 26 years old, um, and in a really bad place. This was not what I had pictured for my life or for my marriage. Like, I was only a year into my marriage, and my husband had to literally do everything for me. And it was really, really sad. I couldn't walk without pain. And I actually got to the point where one day I was gardening. I don't garden. I am not a hobby person. I don't do any of that like cutesy stuff. For some reason, I was gardening one day, and I just like went to go put some soil in a pot, and my back seized up so bad that I landed on the shed floor, and I just cried by myself. And my husband found me like 10 minutes later. And he's like, "Why didn't you yell for me?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't want to alarm anyone, and I didn't want to like, scare the neighbors." So I just laid on the shed floor and cried until he could finally come and pick me up and bring me to the couch, where I stayed for weeks. In all of this process, though, despite the fact that I felt like garbage, I had started a blog and I started sharing on social media my story of running, my story of being newly married, training while going on a honeymoon, like all those cutesy things. And that's how I got connected with my coach, because I just was like sharing little tidbits. And she did, exactly the same thing for Alexis. She just like reached out and she said, "You know what? You're doing all the things. Why not do it?" But I had like no belief in myself. Um, I didn't think that I could do it, despite the fact that I had followed other coaches. I was checking out other people's stuff. They were going on these cool trips. But I didn't think that I could do it. And she invited me a few more times, and I really did brush it off. I didn't want to be that annoying person on social media, despite the fact that I was already sharing. I was already doing all the things. I was already, quote unquote, that annoying person. But I didn't have the belief that I could do it. My confidence was so low. And if you can think, like, just imagine being newly married, barely being able to walk with chronic IBS. Like, what a combination. My husband walked into that and he was like, "Yes, let me just pick this wife." And he helped me in everything, in every area of my life, like literally helping me to the bathroom. Like, that's how bad it was. And that wasn't the life I wanted to live at 26. But everything changed when I committed to coaching. Like, when I started to focus on my health and focus on, even before I started focusing on helping others, I signed up as a coach and I gave it 30 days. I was like, "You know what? I'm going to give it 30 days to work on myself." I did PIO and I drank my shake for 30 days, and the results were unbelievable. And that's when I finally got the confidence to share it. And when I did, I couldn't believe how many people wanted to support me on this journey. And it was just eye-opening that we are a community of people who want to support other people. And that's the same on your social media. When you post something and people want to encourage you, yes, they're going to probably shit on you a little bit too, but it's more than that. People want to be a part of this community. And it was a really big reminder for me, and turning point for my marriage, and a turning point for a lot of areas of my life. And this business forced me to work on me. And I thought that was the best thing ever, because there's no way I'd still be here 4.5 years later if I wasn't working on me, or if I didn't get drunk and sign up for a half marathon. I would not be here. And that led me to so many other things. Like, it led me to having a social media following, to being able to work as an editor for a magazine, which I do now. So this business I do part-time. I also work for a women's wellness magazine, which I would not have if I didn't do my own social media. It led me to friendships and brand partnerships and all these crazy things. And like, most importantly, it led me to having a thriving marriage that I really would not have. Like, I don't think my husband would still love me if I was, pooping my pants and laying on the couch all the time, right? Like, there's no way 5 years later or 6 years later. So I am super, super grateful for this opportunity. And even more than that, like, as soon as I started working on myself, it opened so many doors, like those doors to other business opportunities, but also opened a door to me being able to move to Barbados. So for those of you who don't know me, I live in Barbados now with my husband and my 2 cats. It is not a permanent thing. I will be going back to Canada eventually, but for now we're just making it work. Pandemic lifestyle down here. And yeah, I'm always grateful, because if I didn't sign up for this opportunity and I didn't start making money in this business, there's no way I could move my life to Barbados and follow him here for his work. So I'm grateful for the flexibility.
Yeah, everybody's loving your story on Instagram, BT Dubs. I know you can't see
Oh
it,
my God.
but I love it. Yeah, and it's, if you hear a common theme between the three of us, like none of us said I joined and like I was absolutely crushing it. It felt so great. I was so confident. It's the confidence comes later. Does it, like, do you see that common theme? And so many times we let that get in the way that we need to have that all figured out. So please keep that in mind, because it's holding you back from something that you could start. Okay, so let's get into these. I don't have my notes with me, Sarah and Jess, because my phone is here. So if you guys could like go whichever one.
Jess, you had us laughing because you're so funny. But I will say, I wanted to touch on, I know Jess said, like, you're going to have people that might shit on you. Guess what? If they do, they are not your people. Let me just say that. Something to remember. And top 5 reasons to become a coach. I am a fast talker. We are from a town just outside of Boston. So I was mixing up my drink, getting ready to go, my bevy. And I wanted to share the top 5 reasons. So reason 1, surround yourself with others that are working on themselves physically, mentally, and helping others do the same. It becomes a lifestyle. And like Jess mentioned, guys, this has opened up so many opportunities for me that I've never imagined. You know, thinking about how now I don't even want a 9-to-5 job. I want something different. I want something more flexible. That's something I would have never thought I could even have if it weren't for coaching. It has, you can see the top left picture. I was at our local spin studio. That's a thing that I've always loved, and I would have never had the confidence to go into a spin studio, let alone in a sports bra. Like, hello, that was never something I would do. And this coaching opportunity has given me that. And that might sound so silly to some people, but you never realize how much you're pouring from an empty cup until your job is to fill that cup. And that's just what I want to say to you guys. Our job as coaches is to take care of ourselves. At the end of the day, that is your job. And inspiring people, motivating people, having others join you is just the icing on the cake. And if you aren't taking care of yourself, like, what do you really have in life? That's what I always tell myself. And as someone that has chronic illness and they have lost their health multiple times, it is so important for me to say that, and just to know that, like, it's my now it's my lifestyle, it's my job. And I work that like it's my freaking job, no matter what, whether I was getting paid for it or not. And that's the beauty of it. So number 2, okay, keep yourself accountable to your own journey. Consistency over perfection. Guys, I am perfection queen. Like, I'm overcoming it. I'm a former perfectionist, but I will say consistency is where it's at. You can't expect to work out for 2 days and get like freaking 6-pack abs and killer results. So many people ask me, you have PCOS, it's harder for you to lose weight, you have celiac disease, you have a mast cell activation disorder. How can you even lose weight when it's so hard for me? Consistency. The unsexy things that people don't like. Showing up every day at 4:45 a.m. My alarm goes off so I can work out with my fiance. Because let's be honest, if I'm not doing it with him, he might not be doing it with himself, because he just started Beachbody workouts 1 year ago in March, you guys. I've been doing this almost 8 years. It was not until the shutdown, and he was like, you know what, let me try these. And he was supposedly doing these workouts at the gym with the equipment, and he got his ass handed to him, you guys. Sorry, I don't know if there's kids on, so I apologize, but I'm just telling you, consistency is where it's at. It's not about being perfect. It's just about showing up every single day, giving it your all, and putting one foot in front of the other. And that's what I tell my challengers, my coaches all the time. Little actions over time lead up to the biggest results you've ever imagined.
Yes, amen, sis. All right, Jess, give us our.
I'm going to touch on Sarah's point real quick too, where she talked about how Brian, her fiance, started this journey. Glenn started this journey with me too, like from the start. And the other day he actually, it's stressful down here. Things are going on, stressful for all of us. I came downstairs, and I'm going to get emotional thinking about it. Came downstairs and he sat down and did a meditation, a 30-minute meditation by himself, because he was so stressed out with work. And he thought, I'm going to do my meditation instead of my workout this morning. And I was like, who is this guy? If I didn't start this journey, there's no way my husband would be freaking meditating in the morning at 5 a.m. by himself. Like, good Lord. So it pays off to be having that accountability both in like your home life and in these communities. So number 3 is get results, save on these amazing products, preach, like Shakeology workouts and tons of supplements. Like, guys, the discount is great. And if it wasn't for the discount and for this opportunity, I would not still be here 5 years later, almost 5 years later, still showing up for my workouts and still passionately showing up for my workouts. Like, I am so excited to wake up and work out and drink my Energize and do all the things because it's a part of who I am and it's a part of my day. And it's my job to get results, just like Sarah said. And I think that's the best thing about this business is that it is my job to feel good. It is my job to have this energy. It's my job to work on myself. And it's just like a bonus to be able to have these products and get them at a discount that I can use every single day. So you can go to number 4 there, Alexis. And let's just talk about earning that extra income, because it is like none other than the first time you get like that check in your hand and you're just like, well, not physical check, it's an e-transfer. But the first time you see it in your bank account, you're just like, you feel so good because not only are you making money in this business, you helped someone on their journey. You help someone feel good. And as you start to get even more messages, more so than the money side of things, as you get messages from people about, I just lost this much weight, or I'm just, I'm feeling amazing. Those things feel like a financial win too. You can earn extra income in this business, but every time you get a message like that, it helps to build your confidence in this business even more. And also, a great thing about this business is the extra income, but also the trips that we earn. And it's kind of like our bonus that we get every single year. Yes, they've been canceled the last 2 years and we are still crying about it, but there is going to be a trip next year and we're all going to be there together and it's going to be amazing. Where are we going? Punta Cana? Yeah, we're going to Punta Cana next year and I am so ready for it. So there's so many different components to this business that are more than just financial, but the extra income that you get and the extra time that you can get from this business are huge.
Yeah, so I think that it's kind of like what Sarah was sharing. Sarah was sharing, what a tongue twister, at the beginning of this when she was saying that like she does this part time. And if you notice, that's another common like thing I hear from people, especially when I talk to them, is they're like, well, I want to do this, but like I have my full-time job, or like they don't know if they want to do this. This business is created, like it says at the bottom, meaningful work with a flexible schedule. You get in what you put out. If you don't want to do this full time, you don't have to do it full time. So that means you don't have to put in the kind of work to get full time results. You still have to show up, but whatever it is you want out of this, if you just want to be able to drink, supplements for free, or you want to make, enough to pay off your car payment every single month, cool. But I do find a lot of people come into this saying they want that, and then they realize that there's a lot more potential. Then they change their mind. But there is no right or wrong way to do it. Okay, so then the last reason is kind of like Jess was sharing, is the ability to travel more, go on retreats and amazing growth conventions. So I don't know about Jess and Sarah, I'm not going to speak for them, but for me, growing up, we never were able to go on trips. I didn't go, like all of my friends were always going to Disney World and traveling, like they had their passport. I got my passport, and the only reason I got it was because I was going on a Beachbody trip. I never traveled outside of the US. I never really even had been that many places. And I think I'd been to like 4 states when I signed up as a coach. And then once I became a coach, the amount of places I traveled, because I earned these trips, because there were these conventions and these things going on where I wanted to go, and I never would have wanted to go in the past. Like the idea of going to like a convention where you're going to learn about like, how to grow your business or whatever. Like you couldn't even told me I was going to do something like that, a few years ago, like before I was a coach. And so the fact that that gives you the opportunity, and that might not be something that you want to do. You might not necessarily want to go balls to the wall with that, but you'd be really surprised once you start to surround yourself with other people that are growing themselves as well. You're like, damn, this feels good to just like work on me. And just like Jess shared about the meditation thing, I love that. Like Pat, our new workout program has these like 8-minute stretches at night that you come back to later on. And like Pat is always like, when are we doing our stretch? When are we doing our stretch? Like he's always worked out with me. I've been fortunate for that. But like I have noticed there's been little things, and that's the best feeling. Is it's not about, oh, let me get somebody to buy this bundle from me and let them spend money. It's those feelings of inspiring people that like makes everything so worth it. So okay, so we're gonna kind of blast through these. That was more so the bulk of it. And if anybody has any questions, like I said, there will be giveaways at the end. If you have any questions, ask them. If you don't ask any questions, we can't answer them. But so who should be a coach? Basically anyone that has a desire to help people. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what season of your life. It doesn't matter if you're buying a house, if you're pregnant, whatever. We have a coach. I can guarantee you, if you like made up a fake person, we have a coach on our team that is like that. One coach, Kylene, is on here. She's got like 45 kids, and they're all like over the age of like 10, I think, like wild and crazy. Like anybody can be a coach no matter where you are in your life. I think coaches that have kids make great coaches because they're super motivated to help their family. People like me who don't have kids, maybe you're super motivated to be able to travel the world. Whatever it is, you can be a coach. All you have to do is have the desire to want to help people. If that's not a thing for you and all you care about is the money and you just want to, join and send people a link and sign them up, I'll be honest, our team's probably not for you. It doesn't mean you have to, work with every single person and have a set up one-on-one call every day for an hour long with every person. I think sometimes people think that. Like, the bulk of what we do is in our groups, which we're going to talk about in a second, and that's how we help hold people accountable. And also, busy people make really great coaches. Another common objection people say, well, I don't know if I could join as a coach. I just have a lot of things on my plate, but, or I have a full-time job. So does like 90% of the people. And even that other 10% are like, essentially maybe like stay-at-home moms, which that is a whole other job in itself. So, no matter what your schedule looks like, if you want to prioritize the time to make this work, you can. And the beauty of it is you can work from anywhere while you're waiting in line to pick up your kids from school, safely parked, but like, on your phone, checking in with people, inviting them to the next group, whatever it is. Okay. So I just want to share really briefly. I'm actually going to get out of this presentation really quick, but I want you to think about something. A fear, I guess I hear a lot of the coaches that actually, once they already joined, something that they worry about is they go, oh, well, I want to wait until like I, finish a few programs or I've lost 20 pounds and then I'll start sharing on social media. Then I'll connect with people. But think about all of your favorite like shows, like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy or like home renovation shows. I like drool over those, just like watching a house go for like the house flipping shows. You don't watch those shows and then as soon as you push play, you fast forward to the end to see what the house looked like. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't feel as good unless you watch the process. And when you don't share or when you wait until you're a finished product, you make people lose out on the ability to watch that journey and see themselves in you. And so just keep that in mind if you're like, oh, I don't know, I haven't lost the weight yet, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, and I don't know why this won't let me get out. Okay, here we go. So I just wanted to share a little glimpse to some of the coaches on our team. So Emily is precious. She is one of Sarah's coaches. She just recently became pregnant, which is super exciting. And I know that she's shared before. There's a few girls on our team. I feel like we just end up attracting a lot of women with like PCOS or infertility. And a lot of the women that we've worked with, and this is not a medical claim. This isn't saying you join as a Beachbody coach, you drink Shakeology, you're going to be able to get pregnant if you weren't pregnant before. That's not what I'm saying. But the fact that I've seen women who have come into this and they've been trying to get pregnant and they start taking care of themselves and start making changes and seeing what they've been able to do with that is just like, it's such an amazing thing. Again, it doesn't mean that Beachbody is the end all be all, but if you haven't been taking care of yourself, if you haven't been putting those things as a priority, why would anything change, right? It's not just like some magic pill you have to put in the work. So then I already talked about Kylene. Kylene is a mom of 100 kids. It's like she only has 5, but she's been coaching with us for forever. And she makes it work. She is a stay-at-home mom. But again, of all of these children, she's been coaching for what? How long has it been? 7 years? And she makes it work. If she is a stay-at-home mom with 1 million kids, you can make it work in whatever situation that you have. I don't know where that went. Rosalind is also another coach on our team. She's another mom. And she's a mom of 3. She has I love her story. I love her story with her kids, the things that she shares. Her coaches, just they have this community that they share with their kids that, you know, the little things like why can't I think of the word, like the little arts and crafts, and like the things that she's sharing on her social media is not that she's traveling to like some magical far off island in her private helicopter. She's sharing like the arts and crafts that she does with her kids. She's sharing the, you know, the recipes that she's eating. She's sharing her journey. And the fact that you can simply share those things on social media and you don't have to have this like perfectly put together life, it's just something that I wanted to share. Okay, so where did this go? Oh wait, no, we're here. Haha, just kidding. Okay, sorry, I updated my computer and it looks so different. Okay, so who has this? I don't know if this is Sarah or Jess. Sarah, I think it's you.
It's me.
Yeah, okay.
You know me, type A. I have the schedule right next to me.
I'm glad you did.
So I wanted to share why we are one of the top leaders of the online fitness world. Like, I am so confident in saying that now, you guys, because this past year, coaching has blown up. And yes, a lot more people are at home, but also people are choosing to work out at home. Also, people are already home. Why not work out while you're home? Like, if you're working at home throughout the day, why not get up and get moving in between your lunch break? You know, if you have 20 minutes, great. If you have 10 minutes for meditation, great. If you have 20 minutes for yoga, or maybe you have an hour and you want to get, you know, an ass kicking workout in, whatever it may be, you can make it fit into your lifestyle. We're well known for our workouts, but also our supplements. Guys, I have chronic illness. I have celiac disease. I eat gluten-free. All of our products are incredible, and the ingredients are top notch, and that's something that I love. I'm having a bevy right now, and it is the most delicious like iced tea situation that helps with cravings. It's not a skinny tea, but it is just top of the line, and that's the thing. Beachbody never cuts corners on products, and sometimes it may take them a little bit longer to come up with like a certain flavor or something. It's because they're refining it. And I remember going to my first summit and hearing them share, yes, guys, I know you want vanilla. And they shared why it took so long to find, you know, the right kind of vanilla bean to put into our shakes. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And they explain how they go hunting for the ingredients and things like that. And there's actually a Netflix show that the Creative Shakeology is on. I forgot the show name. I haven't watched it yet, but it's with Zac Efron in it. And that's pretty cool if you ask me. But it's not just all about the products. We get to help people get the results with these products. And honestly, coaching and Beachbody is the total solution. It's fitness, it's nutrition, it's accountability, it's the lifestyle, down to earth. Yes, I think that's the name. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Like for me, I wake up, I have pre-workout, I make my shake. I have bars throughout the day. If I'm hungry or hangry and you need a snack, I always have them in my purse. Even my goddaughter, anytime I see her, she goes through my purse and she's like, can I have one? It's her favorite snack ever. And she's such a picky eater. She thinks it's like one of those granola chewy bars. That's kind of what it tastes like. And it's just honestly top notch. And I don't say that about a lot of things. I'm so picky when it comes to supplements, and I have tried a lot over the years. And I promise you, this is not something that you'll think you'll snub your nose at. Promise.
Yeah, that's the truth. And like if anybody has like she said any questions about the products, like before we've shared about them in particular, but like essentially that is not what makes up a coach. Like our products are amazing and you can share those, but you can try the products for yourself. Essentially it's knowing that we have these amazing, incredible, like Sarah said, high quality ingredients, which I'm the same way as Sarah. Like I don't keep anything in my house that doesn't have like really high quality ingredients. So I don't think Sarah and I would be drinking and consuming these products for 8 years straight if we didn't like them. So you know, the one thing I want to mention too about everything is if you already use the programs or products, it's a no-brainer for you to become a coach. If you're already loving it, why not share it? But if you haven't tried it, just know that you don't, I don't know if you guys get this, Sarah and Jess, but a lot of times I get people who are like, well, what if I don't like it? I don't want to like fake share it. Like if you end up not liking it, then coaching's probably not for you. But that's the whole point of all this, is to give it a chance, try it. And then if you like it, why would you not share it with other people, right? Okay, so we just have, I think, just this, and then after this we're gonna talk about like kind of what, if you're like, cool, what's next? We're gonna talk about that, and then we'll get to the giveaways. But just share a little bit about groups.
Our groups. I love the groups, and if it wasn't for the groups in the community, I don't think I'd still be here. I live a really lonely life, which sounds funny to say. I live in Barbados. I don't have any friends here. So it's these groups where I get my interaction every day. It's these groups where I get my motivation to keep showing up. We do things, there's different themed groups. We also have often like different little free groups. Like next week, we're hosting a self-love free group, and all these different pieces about these groups that you can make your own. We teach you how to do it. Don't worry, like don't stress and be like, I don't know how to have my own group. We're going to teach you that. But the great thing about it is you can create a group based on whatever you want. You're the boss here. When you become a coach, you're the boss of your business and you get to design it however you like. Like right now, I love nutrition. I love the 2B mindset. I like passionately love sharing about it. And my girls in my groups have had incredible results with this program. I love to do these nutrition groups. They're 100% focused on nutrition. Workouts are a bonus, but we get to share, what we're eating. We get to share recipes. We get to share, different tips and tricks for meal prep and all these things because I love doing it. And it doesn't feel like work to me. It's like this exciting piece of the puzzle that I get to share all my favorite things about food. The same thing goes for any kind of group you want to create. And I think it's really fun that we are in charge of being able to have that flexibility with it. And another great thing about the groups that I love is that I like to band together with a couple coaches so that we can have a community together. So it's their clients, it's not just me on my own. And it makes the process feel a lot easier. It takes like that extra pressure off my shoulders that I have to do it all. I don't have to do it all. That's what this community is for. We create these groups together for a reason. So I love the groups.
And it's really like it's how we help our people. Simply put, it's different than being a personal trainer where, if you're a personal trainer and COVID isn't happening and you have to you can only train as many people as can come in and see you in a 10-hour period. So this gives you the flexibility. And even if you are a personal trainer, this gives you another avenue. I mean, they say millionaires have 7 streams of income, or the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So, whether you're already doing something like this or you're not, this gives you an avenue to be able to help people. And by doing it in the groups is really great. Okay, so we're gonna just talk really quickly about some of the common like objections and things we hear, and then this, I promise, is the last thing. This is just usually a lot of the common questions that we have, and then we'll go into, and I'm gonna share a form with you guys after this slide. I'll see if I can share it in Instagram and then in the group chat if you want to fill that out if you're interested in kind of taking the next step. No, it doesn't sign you up. You're not paying for anything by filling out the form. It's just kind of letting us know that you want to do that. But let's talk about this. So remind me, guys, who do I have the first one? Okay, I do. I just couldn't remember the list. Okay, so using social media in general. So this is sometimes not everybody's sphere. Sometimes people are like, oh, social media is my sweet spot. I'm not worried about that. But sometimes people are worried about, oh my gosh, I have, I become a coach. I have to all of a sudden start sharing pictures of me in my bikini, or no. I was a coach for a year before I even showed my face. I cut all my pictures off. Like I see on Time Hop, these pictures will come up and I constantly have my head chopped off. It took me like a year to share my first workout video. And now I share like willy-nilly on social media. It comes with time. It comes with surrounding yourself with other people to get ideas off of them, to take confidence from them when you might not have it in yourself. We will teach you how to get there, help you grow. Don't stress out. Okay. Who's next?
I am. So not knowing how to be a coach, well, of course you don't know how to be a coach. You're new to this. Like it's just like starting a brand new job. We're going to teach you exactly what you need to do. It usually starts with your friends and family and what we call your warm market. But again, you don't have to worry about not knowing how. That's why you're starting this. It's a journey, and you have to just embrace the fact that you're going to be a beginner and we're going to help you along the way.
Too busy. Is that you, Sarah? And I realized the sub things on there is so wrong. So no one read that. Pretend that you're not, because it's all so wrong. I don't know. Just read the bold part. I don't know how I forgot to edit that. But see, you can still be a coach and mess up.
So being too busy to start coaching, I think you guys all know my story now. And I would say if you have time to scroll on social media, then boom, you could be a coach. If you have time to, what if you're peeing and you're scrolling your phone? There you go. There's your 5 minutes. I'm just really blunt and honest, but it's so true. You guys have time. We make time. You probably have 5 minutes throughout the day here and there. You know, when I did daycare full time, there was 5 minute pockets throughout the day. I was able to get my coaching work done. That's it. It's as simple as that. And not being at my goal weight, you guys. I started this journey, lost weight, gained weight back, and then some due to chronic illness while still living a healthy lifestyle. That's what can happen. And guess what? It's not like I was like, oh, no, take me out of the game, coach. You know, I can't do this anymore. It was like, no, let me show them how this works. Let me prove to myself I've done it once, I can do it again. And guess what? I'm down even more weight. And I know it's not all about weight loss, but let's be honest, health and wellness is where it's at. And I told myself, you know what, I can do this again. And now I'm down 55 pounds. And you just have to tell yourself, you know, it's 2 pounds at a time. Focus on the journey, not just the results. It's the journey that people want to know. Like Alexis says, people are nosy. They want to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and every little detail along the way. I promise you. So don't think you're being annoying because you aren't.
I love that you like had the, I mean, I feel like we've all probably had ups and downs through it, but like that shows people that, hey, like we're coaches, we're normal too. You can do this as well. Like there's no perfect line. Okay, Jess, being salesy.
Yeah, that being salesy was what I was worried about when I first started. I feel like I remember saying to my coach, like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to be that annoying friend on Facebook. I don't want to be that person that people run from when you show up at a party because I'm salesy. But the thing about this is that a lot of you who are on this call have already fallen in love with the products. You're not going to be salesy by sharing something that you actually love. It's the same thing like if you got new eyelashes or you got your nails done. You're going to tell the people where you got your nails done. You're going to tell the people where you got your eyelashes done and all these things. I am not a beauty person at all, so I don't know why I picked those things. But like, I guess if I got this amazing plate of spaghetti, I would be telling everybody where I got my amazing plate of spaghetti. And it's the same thing with this business and these products. We fall in love with the products and the journey and how we feel. It's not salesy when you're sharing something that is so important to you and has changed your life in so many ways. It doesn't come off salesy in that way. And we teach you also how to have those conversations in a really authentic way, but it's about being yourself and sharing those pieces that make you happy.
Exactly. And I think too is that I remind my coaches all the time, if you share this with someone and they are mad or think you're whatever they're a negative response, it's not your responsibility. If the intentions in your heart are good and you're not just messaging someone saying you need to buy everything from me, then yeah, I wouldn't message you back either. But like if you're just sharing what you love and someone takes that the wrong way, that's not your responsibility. Okay, last one is I can't get anyone to buy from me. Things are too expensive. I always like to use this example. My team's probably heard me say this like a million times, but people don't buy into the products. They buy into people. So, you know, if Kim Kardashian came out with a perfume that smelled like the bottom of a trash can, maybe she has that, I don't know. But like people would buy it because they buy into her as a person. So by you working on yourself and you connecting with people on that emotional level, your job is not to try to convince them that something isn't too expensive. And I can give you a million different reasons why it's not. But if they see the value, they see it change you. Just like Sarah shared with her story with chronic illness and how it's helped her. When people see her share those things and how these things have helped her in all those different ways, they're not going to care. They're going to just want to say, well, this worked for Sarah. You know, I want to give it a try. Same thing with Jess. So, and same thing with me. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's all the information. So let's say you're like, cool, I'm ready to join. So the beauty of all of this is that there's no inventory. You know, I don't know in comparison to other companies, but I know that a lot of times you have to purchase like what you sign up with is like your bundle of like your stuff, and then you resell it back in order to make money. That's not what this is. Beachbody takes care of all the shipping and customer service, and I mean you're essentially also customer service, but like the orders, all of that, Beachbody does that, which is really great. There's a lot of different ways to sign up, but the average cost is usually starting at around $160, but a lot of us have promo codes this month, so depending on who your coach is, you might want to reach out to them. But with that $160, you're going to get access to all of the workouts for an entire year. You're going to get access to both of our nutrition programs for life, and you're going to get access to whatever supplements you want. And that gets you access to, you know, everything you need to sign up as a coach. There is a $16 a month business service fee. Again, that's because Beachbody takes care of all the inventory, all of that stuff. And it's, you're also getting a 25% discount. Beachbody takes care of all of like the back end stuff for you as well. So you have everything you need. And it's selfish in a sense, like it's awesome, like a good selfish is all you're signing up for is all of your own stuff. None of it is like you're giving it to other people. It's all you. So in the first 30 days, you have like basically 3, but kind of a 4th thing to focus on, but it's simple. Number 1, first and foremost, is you're focusing on you. You're taking care of you, picking your workout, plugging into the nutrition. Again, not perfection, just consistency. The second is starting to share on social media. If that scares you, we'll help you. If it doesn't, cool, just share away. And then just talking to people and saying, I'm brand new to this. I'm figuring it all out, but I'd love for you to be, my accountability buddy. It's that simple. And then of course we offer training when you sign up. So don't worry, you're not like thrown to the wolves. But essentially all you're doing is taking care of you, sharing on social media and sharing with other people. So it is about taking things one day at a time. You're working on your mindset, you're working on you, and just being patient and giving it time. I always say, what would be the worst thing that would happen if you said, I think Jess said the same thing. What if you said, I'm going to join and I'm going to give it a year. Give it a year of actually putting forth the effort. At the end of that year, it's going to be a win-win situation. Because one, you're either going to realize that, oh my God, Alexis, Jess, and Sarah lied to me. This team blows. They suck. I can't believe they ever convinced me to join the team. And then you don't have any regret because you know that we secretly sucked and you didn't want to join us. Or you realize, oh my God, this is the best decision I've ever made. So you either, decide it's a great, or find out it's a great decision, or you realize that you don't want to do it and you don't have any regret. So that's what I say. Okay, so let's do some giveaways. I'm gonna share in the chat box this Google form really quick. So again, this does not sign you up. It's connected to me. So if you fill it out, there is a question on there that basically says, who is the coach that invited you to this? And I will contact them and let them know that you did that. But yeah, just fill that out if you want to, and then I will share this on my Instagram. So Instagram people, if you want to do that, but if you want to give away, stay on. So I have so much stuff to give away. So I'll do 2 giveaways. So pick a number, and if you're already a coach, you don't, unless you're like a coach that's a discount coach and you just hopped on here to like be interested in it. But if you're a coach working the business, I'm sorry, you don't get any stuff. I love you, but pick a number 1 through 850. And the 2 people that come closest without going over will win. So Instagram people, I know there's probably a little bit of a lag on there. Were there any questions? I didn't see if there was any in here. Yeah, that Down to Earth show is really, really awesome. If you haven't watched it, just watching it in general is awesome. And or Sarah, you told me to record in the beginning. I didn't even see that, but I'm glad that you did. Okay. All right. Okay. Or I'm going to give another second. We have a few numbers on here. Okay. All right. I guess we're good. So then technically it would be Keelan and Chris. You guys would both win because the number was 650. So so you guys both message me your address and we'll figure out. I have like a million giveaways. You basically get to pick whatever it is that you want. But if you're kind of like wondering, like, what do we do from here? I recommend click that form, fill it out, or you can simply message your coach. You don't have to necessarily fill out that form. But again, we all of us, or for the most part, all of us have promo codes this month. So if you want to sign up and take advantage of that, you can. But we're not here to pressure you. We're just sharing what we love about this business and what it's done for us, because it's so much more than the business. It's so much about the community. It really sucks that COVID happened this year and that we didn't get to see each other in person as much. But I can say this, I don't know, I'm sure Sarah and Jess would agree, but I do not know how I would have survived like mentally this pandemic without like all the things that we did as a team. Like we're all like, Zoom is now a thing. Everybody knows how to use Zoom. We've been using Zoom before. It was cool. And all the like game nights and just like meetings that we did every week, just like being able to connect and not having that really anywhere else has just been really amazing. So message your coach, let them know if you have questions, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Jess. You're the bomb. Thanks for everybody else for getting on. And if anybody has any questions or anything, message me or your coach, and then we'll chat. So peace out, guys. Have a good night.